Hey guys.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
I love my echo. Welcome back to the Love This For Us podcast. We made it.
We made it.
Episode 3.
Big for us.
It's huge for us. We're happy to be here. Thank you for listening. If you're listening, if you're watching, you're not watching anything but a YouTube screen, but eventually you will be putting money in our pockets. So we appreciate you. Speaking of money in a pocket, today we're talking about brand partnerships.
Ooh, that segue though.
Do you like that?
I didn't know where you were going at first. I'm like, money in the pocket, like what are we talking about? But yeah, brand partnerships.
Smooth. My expertise.
We have so much to talk about.
It's why they pay me the big bucks.
Right.
They meaning, I'm not going to tell you who, but someone does. Wow.
Oh.
Mackenzie's popular. That's what it is.
Oop, my bad.
Someone does pay me big bucks.
Right.
To work on brand partnerships.
It is not me.
It's not. Mackenzie funds my fun lifestyle.
I do. No, just kidding. Yeah, I'm super excited about this episode because we have a lot to cover about brand partnerships. And I feel like it's such a big piece of the influencer world, content creators, talent online. Like, it's a very big part of their livelihood and what they do. So I'm super excited. And it's Elana's expertise. So it's like we get to hear from a professional.
Yeah, and if you don't like what I have to say, just don't say anything. You know, I think keep that to yourself. There are some things that can go unsaid.
Right. And as always, as a disclaimer, all opinions are our own.
Correct.
Do not...
some of my opinions are Mackenzie's and some of her opinions are mine. But it stays between this duo.
Correct.
No one else influences me. Not even influencers. I promise you that.
Oh my gosh. So before we get into it, we have our little segment called What's on Your Mind? And it's just talking about, what's on your mind.
Correct.
So for me, hi, this is Mackenzie here. How are you doing?
I'm sorry, who?
Who is she? What's on my mind? Today, I'm a little unwell.
She's unwell, guys.
I feel a little anxious. I'm not going to lie. I have stomach pains from being stressed. And it's supposed to be a nice, calm Sunday. And it's not for me.
I'm looking at her and I feel so bad because I literally want to help. Like, I'll literally text her and be like, what can I do to help? And there's nothing I can do. She's just like, she'll look at me and be like, I may throw up. Just like, and then we'll like sit there and continue like nothing happened. But yeah. I'm sorry you're unwell, but hopefully the pod can like get your mind off of it.
Yeah, I already feel better. But like, yeah, if I seem a little quiet or not myself, that is why.
You're unwell.
But Elana helps me.
I try.
She helps me.
I am a therapy cat.
True.
Literally.
So what's on your mind?
On my mind, homes.
Ooh.
Apartments.
Yes.
Mackenzie and I went house hunting / apartment searching.
Correct.
Yesterday. All of yesterday. Literally from dusk till dawn. Mm-hmm. Sun up to sundown. Rise to set. And it was so fun. I think we had a really good time.
It was so fun. I love seeing different apartments.
It was really fun. And we toured a bunch in different areas. I won't tell you where because I don't want you to find me. That is for friends and random viewers. I do not want you to find me. But we found one place that we love, like all caps love. And I feel like a parent because I had to judge it on like different criteria. But the value was there.
It was really nice.
And there was actually, for our listeners here, there is literally a part of that, the one that we want and that we will probably go with, that we're calling the podcast nook. And it literally is almost a room off of the living room that's not a bedroom or anything like that is going to be for our podcast that we can soundproof so you don't hear the cars and the cats and the ambulances and all those things.
She's coming after my cats. It's fine.
Correct. They're not meowing yet. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that. I'm really excited. And Mackenzie and I have just been like I don't know if I addressed it, but Mackenzie and I are gonna move in together.
Oh yeah, did we
I don't
say
know.
that?
I don't know if I said that, but
anyway, we're gonna be living together.
You could have guessed it. And so I'm just excited to like decorate, and Mackenzie and I agree on like a lot of what we want. We're pretty easygoing with each other, so
yeah,
big couch is like our number one thing.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I haven't stopped thinking about it. Like, I was on Pinterest all last night. I don't know about you, but
You gotta
like...
share that board with me.
Yeah, I do. Oh, what if we have a combined board that we can just pin stuff on? Wow, big for us.
We'll link you guys to our Pinterest board so you can see what kind of aesthetic we're thinking about.
I love
but
that.
We're really easygoing. We're excited about it. But that's what's been on my mind. I've been thinking about it a lot. Of like, I'm really excited, so I just want it to happen.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, oh, like, holding on to like the moments of like where it's at now. It's a whole thing. But yes, that is really encompassing my mind.
I love that.
Also,
I love
Mackenzie
this
and
for
I
us.
we're exactly like people who don't buy into the fact that we are just like a power duo. Like we're moving in together. We vacation together. We're going to Hawaii together. We work together.
Yeah.
We hang out on weekends together. Like if you don't buy into this, I don't buy into you. You know?
We're kind of annoying.
Correct.
She goes, correct.
To all of our colleagues, we are the colleagues and friends. Every time, like, if you expect me to show up somewhere, like, you should 9 times out of 10 expect that I'm bringing Mackenzie.
That's pretty accurate.
So true.
We come as a duo. I
But
love that.
it's on our minds.
Oh, she just dropped her phone.
I just threw my phone on the
But
ground.
you know, it's a great segue into
Thank you.
our next little segment
I did it
here.
on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose, right. So the next segment we have is Down in the DM, where we kind of share our direct messages, usually on Instagram, anything interesting that we want to highlight or talk about, because apparently Elana gets really interesting DMs. Me, not so much, but I have some tea to spill.
So it is an interesting deal.
Okay, well, this one is.
All right. Spit it out.
Yeah, this was just something that someone DM'd me. This is another anonymous anecdote segment.
I love anonymity.
Yeah, someone DM'd this to me, basically talking about BeautyCon and how it just was not the best this year.
Tea.
They said they've been hosting this event for many years and it was super unorganized. Ooh.
Tea.
Not good, BeautyCon.
Not good.
And I know that a few influencers have spoken out about this, saying how it was not the best, and a lot of people didn't go the second day, which is today. Yeah, I'm curious to see if there are going to be any more videos on it, because I heard it was not the best.
Someone said to me, and this, I have really no buy-in to this, like I have nothing to do with this. Someone said to me, and I quote, "It's Fire Festival." So that kind of scares me. Like, it's Fire Festival. I don't know if it's gonna be as bad as Fire Festival, but
It's
or
like
if it was, I wasn't at it. But that's a big kind of accusation.
Like a Fire Fest TanaCon moment.
Wow.
Ooh.
But it was indoors.
Right.
So
Right. No
I know.
sunburns.
Correct.
Yikes. So Elana, what was your DM of the week?
My DM of the week is very simple, and it's just gonna say, I'm gonna read you what it says. It said, "Where the fuck is my photo credit?"
She just swore.
I swear. Hey, so that's someone else's. And I just thought that was, it really like encapsulated like a lot of funny things to me of just like,
Right.
what?
Very millennial.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what? Why?
Well, here's the thing that you do. You don't put photo credit, but
do not.
you tag the person in the photo.
Yes,
Right. And I'm always like, you don't need to tag me
correct.
because it's not a photo of me.
But if someone wanted to go see things you're interested in and went to your tagged photos, there I would be.
Right.
I don't know.
We're different.
No, I don't like love it. And I mean, I tagged you. I don't know. Sometimes I tag people, sometimes I don't. But like, I definitely I don't write like PC, like, or a camera picture and then that person. Like, I just don't do it.
Right. We're different.
I don't know. I just was like, what? And I was just like, and then I just
That's pretty
opened
funny,
it,
though.
closed it,
Where are my photo creds?
went about my life. Yeah, but I thought that one was fun. Just like, we've all had that.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is my photo credit?
Right.
And you just go, ooh.
Ooh.
I wish more than anything that I could make my DMs unread. Like, I wish I could make them unread.
Oh.
Same with text messages. I
Yeah.
wish. Do you know how many times I will open something and someone will say, like, why didn't you text me? I'm like, oh, I read it. I opened it. I opened it. I forgot because I can't make it unread. That's how I live my life. I'll make something unread, and then when it gets read, it means it's finished.
That happens to me a lot with clients. Like, they'll text me and I'll be like, absolutely, I read that, but I completely missed it. That's why I always say, like, can you just send it to me in an email?
Send it to me in an email, because I can prioritize that inbox really well.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was my DM of the week, and I would love to hear if anyone has had that happen to them. Please tag the person below.
I just want everyone to know.
Nope.
Nope. While we were talking,
I ordered my dinner on Postmates.
Yes, she ordered pizza.
I did.
I love that for you. And I love that you were doing that while we were talking. It's like, this is not even important to you, you know?
It's the most important. It's actually so important that I need sustenance to keep this marathon going.
Right.
Sustenance.
Sustenance. Sounds sus to me. Right.
Correct. Now let's move on to our topic. I love a smooth transition. We talked about we said we're going to talk about brand partnerships, and there's so much that goes into it. And I think the first part would be the folks that are doing these brand partnerships, right? The influencers.
Yeah. So if you're listening and you don't know this already, I did my master's degree, fancy, over at the University of London, Goldsmiths, over in London. And I did my dissertation.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were you in London?
You know.
Is it the University of London in London?
I don't like her. So, I did my dissertation there, and I did my entire paper kind of on influencers and their impact on their audience's political opinions. So it was like a whole thing diving into why do we trust these people, and why do we listen to their opinions, and why do we take their opinions on board, and like how they influence us. So one thing I kind of learned is that these people are DIY celebrities. So, you know, they have their own power to make themselves famous. They came from nothing. They churned out content, gained their own following, and now they made themselves a celebrity. And because of that, they feel like our friends, you know, that we feel like we can trust them. They share a lot of their lives with us through vlogs, Instagram, all that good stuff. So because of that, we kind of trust their opinions and what they talk about. So that's where it gets kind of weird with like brand partnerships, because it's like, are you telling me this because you really care about it, or you really use the product, or is it like a money thing? Like, are you being genuine with your brand connections?
Yes, all of my ads have been genuine.
Right.
No, I agree. You have a lot more history in this education-wise than I do. And you know all the kind of behind the scenes of their thought process. But one thing I do want to say is that anytime I've ever talked to fans of influencers, the number one common theme is that friendship. They say, these people are my friends. I think I've said it on the podcast before, like, these are my friends. That person's my friend. They're my best friend, anything like that. So I think there is that balance, right? Are you selling me this because you love it and it just worked out and you get to be a amplifier of the message that the brand wants to give out? Or are you giving it to me because you get a check and you don't care what happens to me, or if it works or if it doesn't, or anything like that?
Yeah, totally.
And what I would say with that is, I think the number of advertisements adds into this, right? How many is too many? I know from my day-to-day, what I have heard, and I've told people I work for, I've told friends, I've told colleagues, I've told people in the industry overall, what people are focused on now, and people meaning the audience of influencers and influencers themselves, are long-term partnerships, ambassadorships, because they've since realized, ooh, I did, 2 Instagram partnerships in a week. It started out great when I started it, 3 months ago, but now I'm still doing two partnerships a week, and now the conversions aren't there. My fans aren't buying the products as much as they used to. They're not clicking the links in the swipe ups as much as they used to. So they feel like, ooh, I need to let me just get one brand on board with me for a lot of money for a long period of time. Then my fans will know me for that one product, that one service, or things like that.
And that's better for the brand as well. Like, you don't want to see the brand hopping around from influencer to influencer. Like, it's so cool to have that really deep connection with someone that really, follows along with your message that you're trying to send out. Yeah.
And I mean, from working in brand partnerships, brands are looking to solve a problem. They use influencers to solve their problem. Problem being, I am X brand. I want to market to young females who are just freshly on the professional scene. How am I going to do that, right? Like, those folks aren't watching traditional television that much. R.I.P. Scandal. It's the only reason I watched real TV. But they're not watching traditional TV. You can't really target them in newspapers and, 4 forced ads.
I'm sorry,
on
wait, what's a newspaper?
Correct. You can't really target them on the radio that much, right? Like they're solving for a problem because they need someone to buy their product, or they want the message out there, whatever this product or service may be. Mm-hmm. The answer is the influencer because they want that audience. They're trying to get that audience. So when you look at it from that perspective of it's really a problem solve,
yeah.
I guess there you have to weigh how much do you want to be a part of the solution.
Ooh, I like looking at it that way. That's interesting. I've never thought about it that way. How many ads would you say you see on your Instagram timeline per day?
From influencers?
Yeah. I mean,
probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Yeah, I agree. I see them a lot on stories. I feel like
swipe up.
That's
get your swipe
conversions. So, do you think, like, what do these audiences do to kind of prime their audiences? Or do you think the audiences are already primed because ads are so common nowadays?
I think nowadays you're primed if you have money attached to your persona, right? You have any kind of buying power, meaning you're probably out of college or in college. I don't know, like once you have a job and you're making money, like you have the buying power, mm-hmm. or you're a young kid and your parents have buying power. And I think to answer that, you have to kind of separate into what are the 2 different types of ads. And to me, I mean, there could be more, and I don't know everything, but I would say there's 2 types of brand awareness, mm-hmm. and brand conversion. Different influencers can do different things. Not all influencers can convert for many reasons. You can have your audience is too young. They don't have the buying power. Different things like that. Mm-hmm. Or it's not the right product, or it's too expensive. There's different reasons. And there's brand awareness. Brand awareness being much easier of the 2, because then how is the brand, what's the return ROI, return on investment? So the brand is eyeballs, impressions, which is much easier to obtain than actual purchases.
Totally.
So that's something to take into account when you're seeing all of these. But to go back to your question of, I think you said, how many's too many? Mm-hmm. I would say look at your numbers. Have your conversions gone down? If yes, it's probably too many.
Yeah, I mean, I've had clients that I've worked with in the past, they'll turn down offers because they're like, no, like I already have 2 things scheduled this month. I don't want to make it too many ads for my audience. Like I know they're not going to respond well to it. And I appreciate that. I think that's great that they know their audience and that they're able, or they, kind of want to turn down these things because they don't want it to be a negative experience for their audience.
Yeah. And I think as time goes on, as a person who's like day to day talking to brands and having these conversations, I think it's really challenging. We could say all we want. They should do long-term partnerships. Look at all the answers. This is how it solves. For them, it's not even convincing themselves. A lot of the times, the folks I'm working with, they're on board. They're like, yeah, this makes sense. Mm-hmm. A lot of heads of businesses and things like that they have so much experience, so they're not as, they're newer to the digital industry and the tech space of influencers. So with that, they're the ones who need to be educated. And when you need to educate, whether it be a board or a CEO or someone on the digital industry as a whole, it's really hard to educate what is this whole industry, why is it helpful, why does it work, and then say, I need you to double, triple, quadruple your investment in this influencer for long term. Like, you know what I mean? That's the severity of making those jumps is much more challenging. When I'm talking to colleagues, even at brands that are at the same level as me or expertise or time in this business, it's easy. Like the conversation is like, I get it. We're solving each other's problems. This is how we're doing it. This is how it works. It's just when you have to go to either one's, upper management to say, this is what I need from you. You're the one with the cash. Help.
Yeah. And there are some brands that haven't dabbled in influencer marketing at all. And we'll kind of talk about that a little bit later in the pod. We're going to give some examples and stuff. But do you ever notice that, ads have less engagement? Like, what do you do when you see an ad on Instagram? How do you react to those?
Okay, so I'm in the business, so I want to help.
Yeah.
So I see ad, and I'm like, ooh, let me help your engagements. Let me hit heart and let me comment. I just said that.
Way.
I said that to a friend the other day. She was doing one of her consistent ads, and she said, oh, I just posted it. I said, ooh, let me get in there and comment.
Yeah.
I'll get you that engagement.
I know. I'll always make an effort to comment and be like, oh my gosh, like I love this product. Like if I genuinely do love it, I'll be like, oh my gosh, love this product, or this is so cool.
You
Can't
made
wait
me
to
want to
check
get it.
Yeah, those are always good because I know that, this is their livelihood, and they, the brand is going to be looking at that. And I want to help. I want to help the engagements. If there's a swipe up, I'll usually just click through and just like check it out for a little bit. Be around. I love to support people with that because I know that it's part of their money,
Yeah. I think it's also really interesting whether it's a partnership or, folks have a code, right? We all know this from the beauty industry. The folks who have Morphe codes and if you don't know that they're getting kickback from that, you got to do more research. I always see them being like, people don't know that I get a commission. Like, seriously, guys? Like, you got to do some research on it. But that's also super interesting because a lot of times, to be totally transparent, I love a lot of beauty people. I don't love others. Just depends. But when I go into Morphe, like, I couldn't care less which person's code I give. I literally will get at the register and be like, which one pops in my head first, and I'll give that. Like, it's not even, it's really to help myself out. I couldn't care less about who I'm helping out in some of those scenarios.
That's true. Yeah.
But I do think, people just really have to start looking at their conversions, looking at your awareness and saying, like, should I be doing less? Should I be doing more? I guess some people would love to do more, and that's all I hear all day long.
Yeah.
But you just got to be smart about it. And you got to think that brands are trying to solve a problem, and you as the audience member are part of the solution. So, to what degree do you want to be there?
Yeah. And this kind of leads into FTC guidelines.
I love the FTC. I'd like that to go on record. I love the FTC. You could take that soundbite.
We stand the FTC. So, because I'm not I know FTC guidelines, but this is your expertise. Correct. Can you go ahead and just explain to the people listening what FTC guidelines are?
Oh boy.
She's like, oh my gosh, there's so much.
A lot of pressure. I should probably be reading a script right now. I wish I was. I would just say this, without getting into too much detail. FTC guidelines are disclosure. Making sure that you are disclosing to your audience as a talent or creator that you were paid for this, or you got a service for trade for this, or anything like that. It's really...
Is it usually like material? Material?
I should be doing... I was like, I should do more research on this. So
I'm testing her.
I know, it's a quiz. But really it is about, are you receiving anything in return? Is it a service? Do you get a free... gym training? I don't know. Woo. I was like massage, but it could have gotten weird. I don't know. Whatever. Are you getting a free gym training session, right?
Yeah.
Disclose. Are you getting clothes? Disclose it. Mm-hmm. Do you go on a trip? Disclose it. And then typical, did you get cash? Disclose it. And I know a lot of people say, oh, sometimes it's ads, sometimes it's sponsored, but I get a lot of those questions. Mm-hmm. Both. You need to just disclose to nth degree. And I don't want to get myself into too many of the weeds because I don't have any of the definition in front of me. But you need to disclose whatever it takes to disclose. And usually it is a hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored by.
Yeah.
Because, and truthfully, it's to help you as the creator. It isn't to, I know you'll see less engagements, and we can dive into that in a moment, but genuinely it does help you because you don't ever want to be accused by your audience that you were not truthful or not loyal or anything like that. So frankly, if you have cultivated an audience that supports you and wants the best for you, I truthfully think it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, totally. I mean, kind of going off of that, earlier this year, I think the kind of FTC equivalent over in the UK kind of changed their guidelines and made it a little bit more strict. And one of the most popular YouTubers and Instagrammers over there, Zoella, she did a whole Instagram story breaking down what she's going to be doing to disclose her content moving forward. So she had a whole thing about hashtag ads, how that works. Most people know how that works, but other people don't know how it works when something is gifted. So now I see a lot of people over in the UK, like Zoella, and I see one of my favorites, Brogan Tate. She'll always do a little, a little asterisk that says this was gifted, or just making sure that people know that something is gifted.
Nikki Tutorials also has a sticker system on her channel that has little icons every time she, each product she uses in a tutorial, we'll have a little icon as she holds it up, whether it was in PR, whether she's paid to promote it, she bought it herself, I forget the other ones.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Which is really cool. And I get it, it's a lot of time in editing, and we're talking about really, significant talent here in size. But if you're able to start integrating that, I think it just cultivates your audience that much more. Because every creator, the audience is so different. There are so many creators who have a lot of followers who the audiences aren't cohesive and they're not really behind one message, and other ones who have just such a strong, very, I don't even want to say aggressive, but very motivated group behind them. So I think it really depends.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if I talked about Love Island as my content recommendation a few weeks ago.
Love Island.
But, Love Island over in the UK, these people, when they come out of the Love Island show, they are instant Instagram stars. Like, people just follow them. And of course, what comes with that is they're starting to do a lot of brand deals. And these people just, they don't know how to do it. Like, they don't know when to disclose, what to do. So I believe, I don't remember the UK equivalent of the FTC, but they came out with a whole breakdown of like how to disclose, what to do, like just to give these Love Island people kind of a breakdown of what the industry is like. So I thought that was really interesting. And then also Zoella also did something on affiliates. Because like you were saying before, people had no idea that like...
I didn't use the word. I said
codes. No, but like people don't understand that affiliate links are a thing. And I know that Amazon has its own influencer program where, if you have your links down in the description, someone clicks on it. If they buy anything within 24 hours, that influencer gets commission no matter what it is. So I remember one time Louise Pentland, she mentioned that someone used her link to go onto Amazon, bought a hot tub, and Louise got the commission for the hot tub, and it was like a big chunk of money. Isn't that crazy?
Do we become Amazon affiliates?
We suddenly check the link down in the chat.
Yeah, check the link for my Amazon affiliate code.
But some people don't realize that, and it's a big thing. So yeah, it's a lot of information that people just don't really understand, and they might not always understand. But I think it's kind of second nature to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just start putting ads. I posted a picture the other day of, I think I had a Shake Shack bag in my hand, and I was like, Mackenzie, do I run an ad on this? Like, it could be anything.
You should have. That would have been cool.
Honestly.
Just promote it.
And you may be sitting there thinking, Elana and Mackenzie are very serious. They care about this stuff. Would they themselves do ads? And I want to answer that question for you. Yes.
Oh my God.
If you would like to hire us to be sponsored, as we said, we're very open about it. I will give you a hashtag ad, a hashtag sponsored by. So I just don't want anyone to feel boxed out by this conversation.
You know what would be a great fit for me?
Huh.
SeatGeek.
Right.
She
saying. Loves concerts.
I love concerts. It would be a natural fit. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
David Dobrik, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, like he is always doing. We talked about this last episode. How it's like every company's dream to have a relationship like David and SeatGeek have.
Yes.
And I think one of the reasons why people are so like they never really tune out and they're really involved in that is because they know he's demonetized on YouTube. Like his content, first of all, is a little wild, but also he uses music, copyrighted music. So for sure, like his content is not monetizing. And the ads are just there to support his content. And I think
every now and then I'll go to like an older David video. Sometimes I just like dive in and watch a couple hours of David's videos.
Fun. And
every now and then it'll be an old one and there'll like be an ad in front of him. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. It's like you monetized at one point in your life.
Also, I did say what the heck. I just want to put that out there.
Oh my goodness. But another good example of that, of like people being demonetized and like wanting to support the series, was when Shane did that docuseries. I think it was Jeffries. But a lot of brands wanted to get on board, and I think one of them was Honey.
Was it Jeffrey or Jake?
Oh, I don't know.
Could have been either.
It could have been either. But that's important too, because Shane, we know how hard he works on these documentaries. And we want to make sure that he is monetizing well and that he's being supported by brands and who want to like tune into his work, you know?
Correct. I guess you brought up that is that your dream sponsorship?
SeatGeek?
Yeah.
I have a lot of dream partnerships.
But if you could pick one.
I think it would fit my brand very well.
What do you think mine would be?
Oh, something expensive. Wow, I don't know. What do you think?
It's like she doesn't know me at all.
No, it's definitely something expensive. I'm thinking like jewelry or like band tees. Is that a thing?
Yes. I don't know who specifically sponsors on band tees, but I'm open to it. I guess for me, mine I think doesn't exist yet, and it would be probably Cartier.
Ooh.
But I could feel the eye rolls from people listening right now. Like I felt it. Mm-hmm. But let me explain what part of Cartier. So if you're not familiar with Cartier, it's like a luxury jewelry house.
Did I not say luxury?
Luxury, you know me. But I really have thought, if you've seen if you see some of the big influencers, they all have these bracelets, and if you want to ever look it up, they're called like the love bracelets or the love rings. It's the love collection.
She's wearing one right now.
I am. I can't even express how much I love my brother. He's the one who got it for me when I finished college. Wow. Go to school, everybody.
That's a whole episode.
My PSA. Creators who drop out of school. All right.
Oh, that's a whole episode.
She's writing it down. Separate thing, though. Cartier, the bracelet. So it's a love bracelet if you're not familiar. And a lot of creators either have a bunch of the bracelets, one of the bracelets, the rings, both. Yeah. There's ones that also look like a screw, if you've seen those. Honestly, if you see a bangle that looks on their hand that looks like it can't come off, it is a Cartier bracelet because they're screw on. But my point on Cartier is so many creators have this piece of jewelry, whether it be a love bracelet, but I'll talk about love bracelets specifically, whether it be this bracelet or the ring from that collection. And in my head, I was like, wow, they have it's really something that you can identify, like, ooh, they're a big creator because they have these bracelets or rings. Wouldn't it be really neat for Cartier to make a lesser expensive version? These bracelets and rings are thousands of dollars, and like 6 to 10 to 1, like it depends.
Cannot relate.
But right. Not in the hundreds, like in the thousands. So, but in my head, I thought, wouldn't it be so cool if an influencer teamed up with Cartier to create whether it be a bracelet, a necklace, a ring, whatever, just at a lesser price point. I'm not saying it should be $100. I'm saying, what if it's $1,000, but it's something like a kid could just look forward to or try to save their cash up for, or something that would be the most special.
Yeah. In
my head. And now, as a person who can see the brand side too, Cartier doesn't need, influencers or a handful of $1,000 here and there from people buying some collaboration. But I think it would be so iconic for a brand that is as legendary and has the legacy of Cartier to do that, because these fans get to they buy hoodies and t-shirts and little tour tickets and things like that. But to me, how iconic would it be to have a memory of your time loving an influencer that is, wrapped together in this really nice piece of jewelry? I don't know. That's just in my head. I think it'd be cool.
That might be a good move for Cartier as well, starting with like brand loyalty. Yeah. Like if you start them out with something that's a little bit less expensive, maybe when they're a little older and have more buying power, maybe they do go for something bigger.
You pick Cartier because they worked with your favorites or something like that. Yeah. I just think that would be so cool. And people say, oh, like luxury, does that have anything to do with influencers? Like, have you not seen every person on TikTok with a Gucci backpack?
Right, yeah.
I went to Playlist. So I saw it with my own eyeballs.
Children wearing Gucci.
I mean, literally kids wearing Gucci backpacks. And it's cute, and I love that they love that style and everything like that. But those are also expensive. So,
yeah.
I think, and I bet you there are a handful of kids being like, Mom, I want a Gucci backpack for Christmas. And it's like, I don't know. You could make the argument it's the same thing as what I'm suggesting of a piece of jewelry, but also I think there's something more substantial about, you see these people wearing these rings, wearing these bracelets. It's so iconic. It's not something that's really going to go out of trend ever.
Yeah, totally.
I'll have this bracelet on my hand forever.
Because it's screwed on, right?
It is literally screwed on. But it's one of those things. The whole concept is someone you love screws it on. You never take it off. Whatever. And I love it. But that's my dream. That's a long-winded story of like that's my dream.
Cartier Elana coming soon. Cartier /
Could you imagine?
Cartier X Elana. There you go. Wow.
Her
face right now.
My face is like, I'm in my head, like, living this dream. And I'm like, oh, my God, I live in a mansion.
She's blushing.
I want it.
But, yeah, we'd love to know what you think. You know, which brands do you think would be, like, should be working with influencers? Do you think influencers are sellouts if they do ads? So we'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, do all that good stuff. But before, hit the bell.
We're here every Monday.
Every Monday.
I'm not going to give you a specific time because I don't like commitments.
Right. But before we go, we're going to move on to our last segment called Catchy Content, which has our content recommendations of the week. Elana, what is your content recommendation?
Wow. I think I'm going to go with another song.
Okay,
I know last week I gave Sabrina Carpenter Singular Act 2.
Right.
/ Sabrina Carpenter as a human being. I hope you all dove in and listened to that. Today I think it's going to be something I can't get out of my head, which is the song Nervous by Jake Miller. And I think it's Tomos. I think it's a DJ or something. Tomos?
I think.
But I'm just going to say Jake Miller. It is a bop.
Wow.
And it really encompasses what I'm going through in my life. So if you want to have a peek into my personal life, take a listen. She's laughing because she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Take a listen and you'll know exactly what I'm dealing with.
I love that for you.
Nervous.
She's like, you have to listen to it. And I was like, oh, all right.
She was like, I'm listening to one of our friends. She was like, I'm listening to our other friend's song. And I was like, turn it off. Go listen to this. It's more important.
Rude.
I know. I felt bad.
Yeah.
How about you? What's yours?
So my content recommendation is more of like an event.
I love it.
So last week I went to the BTS exhibition.
We love BTS.
I believe it's open all of August if you're a K-pop fan, if you're a BTS fan. It was pretty cool. They had like, the outfits they wear on stage and just breakdowns. They had special like photos that you can't see anywhere else, like all that good stuff. It was really fun. And kind of going off of that as well, this weekend I'm going to KCON. I'm just doing the convention part of it. So if you're going, let me know and we can hang out and just check it out. I've never been, so I'm excited to go.
That's
really
cool.
fun.
I'm excited for you. I can't wait
Thank
to see all
you.
the pics.
Wow, she sounds really unenthused about it.
I'm excited. I love it for you.
For you. I drag her to KCON.
I won't go.
That's really
You
funny.
will hear me screaming if you tried. But that's what makes us great. Like, I'm happy for you. Just like you're happy when I'm like, it's Saturday, I'm going to hit the club. And you're like, okay, have so much fun. I'm happy for you.
Live your life.
This is what true love is.
Right. Awesome.
And there it is.
There it is.
If you guys have any questions on brand partnerships, leave them below.
Yeah.
I'll send you my Venmo and we'll handle it. There's no advice for free. No, but really, if you have questions, also, I think put them down there because this is a really complex topic that we could talk forever on.
Yeah.
But we're really trying super, super hard to
shortened
limit
it so much.
To shorten ourselves down. But leave your questions below, please.
Yeah, we could even do like a part 2 episode eventually. That'd be cool.
At your request.
If you're listening on SoundCloud, be sure to follow, give it a little heart, comment, all that good stuff. Same on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment, like, the typical things.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
At Elana Moline on Instagram.
Fun.
At Elana Nicole 18. Ooh. On Twitter.
Cool. And it's Mackenzie.Oaks for me on Instagram and Mackenzie Oaks on Twitter.
We love it.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Thank you so much for listening again, and we hope that you
love this for us. Bye.